If you're watching this video, you're probably considering a move to Metro Detroit. Maybe you got a job transfer, maybe you're from Michigan thinking about coming home, or maybe you just realized you can actually buy a beautiful 4-bedroom house here for what a 1-bedroom apartment costs where you're living now. Over the past few years, I've helped so many families relocate here to Metro Detroit from places like California, New York, Texas, and Florida, and I can tell you, everyone has the same questions, the same concerns, and honestly, the same misconceptions about what life here is actually like. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the complete roadmap. By the end, you'll know exactly what to expect, where to start, and how to avoid the biggest mistakes relocators make when moving to Michigan. Let's dive in. And hey, real quick, if we're meeting here for the first time, my name is Meldrum with True Living Group, and my team and I help families just like you relocate here to Michigan, and we absolutely love it. Yes, I'm a real estate agent, and more importantly, I'm a dad, and I live here with my family. I grew up in the Metro Detroit area, and I absolutely love it. And we typically work with young professionals and their families who are relocating here to the Metro Detroit area. These are people like me, or maybe like you, who want to make smart financial decisions. You know, they're looking for communities for their kids, and actually looking to improve their quality of life, not just move for the sake of moving. And look, I'm not gonna waste your time trying to convince you that Metro Detroit is perfect, because it is far from it, or that you should move here. What I am going to do is give you the honest, real information that I wish I had if I was moving to the Metro Detroit area, so you and your family can make the best decisions possible. All right, so first up, let's talk about why people are moving to Metro Detroit in the first place. I think this is super important, and this might surprise you, but the reasons are pretty consistent across the board. Reason number one is you're coming home, okay? We want to welcome you back to Michigan. You know, maybe you're born here, and a huge percentage of our clients are Michigan natives who left for college or career opportunities. They went out to places like California, New York, Texas, maybe a couple places that you're living right now, built successful careers, and they're coming back. Why? Number one reason is family, and their parents are getting older. They want their kids to know their grandparents, and honestly, they miss the Midwest lifestyle, okay? You're probably thinking that same thing right now. If you fall into this category, like, yeah, the Midwest was pretty good. California's cool, Texas is cool, all these places are cool, but there's nothing like being where we were born and close to family. And reason number two is you got a job transfer, and I want to be the first to say congratulations, whether it's a promotion or maybe just a higher pay, you know, in the same job that you're doing, congrats. Like, I know that's huge. That means a lot for you and your family, but Metro Detroit is a major corporate hub, and we do get a lot of relocation here for job transfers. You got the automotive industry, healthcare, technology, finance, and a lot of these companies are bringing in, you know, people from other markets. You know, these are executives, senior professionals who are relocating and want to find the right place for their families. Same questions that you probably have right now. And reason number three is the financial opportunity, and I've been seeing more and more of this across the board. Now, as things get more expensive in our economy, people like you are probably realizing, like, I can sell my home in California or New York or Texas, and I can sell it for 1.2, 1.5, or even $2 million and move to Michigan, buy a bigger, nicer house, and still put $600,000 to $700,000 in the bank. Okay, so I had a client last year, you know, it's a couple from North Carolina, both working in tech. They sold their house, they cashed out $700,000 in equity, bought a beautiful home in Novi, and now they're completely debt free. And that's not unusual. Okay, I see these stories every single year as we help more and more people from California and these really high cost of living places come to Michigan. So if any of these reasons sound like you, just keep watching, because what I'm about to share is going to save you a ton of time and stress in the process. Okay, so the big question I get a lot is, Eric, where should I live? If I'm moving to Metro Detroit, where should I live? And here's the thing, you know, there's no one size fits all answer. Metro Detroit is huge. Okay, we're talking hundreds of suburbs spread across counties like Oakland County, Wayne County, Livingston County, Macomb County. Each one of these has a different vibe, different price point, different school districts, you know, so let me break it down really simply for you. If you want a walkable, upscale, vibrant downtown, you're looking at places like Birmingham, Northville, Plymouth, or Rochester. You know, these are beautifully established communities, great restaurants, boutique shops, downtowns are great, strong sense of community. Homes in these areas are typically 400 to 1.5 million, depending on what type of home you're looking for and how close to downtown you really want to get. Now, if you want new construction and great schools and more space for your money, check out areas like Novi, Canton, Rochester Hills. These are more family-focused suburbs that have excellent schools and tons of amenities. Now, you're looking at anywhere between $350,000 to $800,000 for a home in these areas. If you want to be close to downtown Detroit, but still in a safe, family-friendly area, look at Grosse Pointe. Grosse Pointe has a lot to offer. It gives you a lot of different options, being in and out of Detroit or getting anywhere into the Metro Detroit area. So this gives you the best of both worlds. Now, I have created detailed videos on a lot of these cities and suburbs around the Metro Detroit area, but if I'm missing any at all, just drop those in the comments below. I'll make sure to get those added to the list if that's a city that you are considering. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Lets YouTube know we're doing a great job, and tap that little bell so you're the first to learn every time I come out with a new video just like this. But the key point here is this, don't just pick your suburb based on what somebody told you, or you saw some random list online that said these are the best cities in Metro Detroit. You need to understand what your priorities are: schools, commute, lifestyle, community, and match that to the right area. And that's exactly what I help people do. All right, so these next points are going to save you a lot of time and a lot of stress. And if you're moving here, these are things you absolutely need to know, okay? And I want to be real, okay? Everyone always asks me about winter, and yes, we do have winter here in Michigan. It is one of those times a year that I always cringe. Like, just being completely honest with you guys, like, I cringe at it, but I also truly love it deep down inside, okay? Like, some of the days it's cold, some of the days I don't even want to be here in Michigan. I'd rather be in Florida, okay? However, there's some really cool memories. Like, I just remember growing up making snowmen, having snowball fights with my friends, going ice skating, and playing pond hockey. That's a real thing, okay? We do have snow. It does get cold. And if you are coming from California or Florida, this is probably going to be an adjustment for you. But truth is, you just adapt, okay? Buy a good coat, get snow tires, and honestly, most people end up loving the seasons just like I do, okay? These are memories that your kids are gonna cherish, and when they grow up, they're gonna be like, wow, I wouldn't imagine, really being anywhere else besides Michigan. So there is something really special about the experience, kind of the cozy winters and making those memories with you and your family. All right, and point number 2 is Detroit has a very, very complicated reputation, okay? If you look at the news, you're probably like, oh my gosh, Detroit's like the most unsafe place on the planet. And although some of that is true, not all of it. Okay, Detroit went through some very, very tough decades. Okay, growing up, just outside of Detroit, my dad was working in and out of Detroit. My grandpa owned a business in Detroit, and we spent quite a bit of time there. And there was days where I was like, man, this city is just like crumbling. It is totally sketch. Okay, but what's happening now is full-blown renaissance. Okay, downtown Detroit is thriving and new businesses are coming in, restaurants, entertainment. It's very exciting. There's a lot of energy in the city. So you just got to get down there and absolutely see what's going on. My family and I are heading down there Sunday because they just opened the ice skating rink at Campus Martius. The tree lighting ceremony, it was just done. And so it's a full-blown market down there, and it's a destination to go as a family. Now, the third point is you need to visit before you buy a home here. And I'm going to preach this from the rooftops, okay? I can send you videos, virtual tours, all the data you want, but you need to come here, drive the neighborhoods, get a feel for the community. I've had clients who went through and they wanted one area. When they got here, they completely changed their mind, okay? We call this the scouting trip. Come in, narrow down the top 3 areas or cities or suburbs that you want to be focused on, and go visit those. Okay, you're going to learn a little bit more about daily life and what life is like in those areas. And then you might eliminate some, or you might add some if you visit a neighboring city. And that's okay. That's what I do is to make sure you end up in the right place, not just any place here in Metro Detroit. All right, so next up, let's talk about the process. If you're serious about relocating here to Metro Detroit, here's how this works. Step 1, this is where we have our strategy call. I learned about you, your family, your priorities, your timeline. This is a zero pressure strategy call, okay? I'm here to provide you value, whether you work with me or not. Step 2, my team and I are gonna put together a custom relocation plan for you. This includes neighborhood breakdowns, school data, cost of living comparisons, everything tailored to what you told me that actually matters. And step 3, when you're ready, you schedule that scouting trip. You're gonna fly in and scout some of the neighborhoods and cities that we've been talking about. We get home tours scheduled and we'll get a feel for each area together. And step number 4 is getting clarity on your decision. And if you decide to move forward, we'll handle everything from start to finish. We'll get that relocation plan customized to meet your needs. This handles everything from negotiating, scheduling the showings, connecting you with lenders, inspectors, everybody you need through the whole entire process of relocating here to Michigan. Our main goal is to make this as smooth and as stress-free as possible, because moving, honestly stressful enough. You shouldn't have to figure this out on your own. All right, so if you found this video helpful, you guys, I don't ask for a lot on this channel, but I'm gonna make one request, okay? If you found this video helpful at all, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know we're doing a great job, helps more people like you find our content and connect with us about making that move here to Michigan. So, we cover everything on this channel. Every single week, we post videos about moving to Metro Detroit, the neighborhoods, the cost of living, market updates, all of it. And lastly, if you are seriously considering making that move here to Michigan and you want to talk through your specific situation, book a free strategy call with us. Links down below in the description. We'll hop on Zoom, zero pressure, zero obligation. I just want to help you figure out if this move makes sense for you and your family. And if it does, then we can get everything lined up to make sure your move is as stress-free as possible. And as somebody who was born and raised here in Metro Detroit and followed this same path, we moved out to California in our late 20s and then back to Michigan. Now we're raising our family here. We genuinely love the Metro Detroit area. I think it's one of the best kept secrets in the entire country. And if you and your family are the right fit to work with me and my team, I'd love to help you make this move. So if you want more things on all things living here in Michigan, go check out the playlist or these videos right here, and I will see you on the next one.